You're paying, what, $20, $25 a month for ChatGPT, another $20 for Claude, maybe a third subscription on top just for deep research. And every prompt you type, every document you upload, every weird question you Google at midnight, it all goes to someone else's server. What if none of it had to? PewDiePie. Yes, that PewDiePie just dropped an open-source project called Odysseus. It's a self-hosted AI workspace that puts the chat, the agent, deep research, email, calendar, and notes all on your own machine. No subscription, no one watching. Nearly 30,000 GitHub stars in hours. I want to show you what it is, why it's worth your attention, and how to get it running on Windows, Mac, or Linux. This is Quick Bites. Here we go.
Odysseus is a self-hosted AI workspace. Version 1.0. Open source. Free. If you pay for ChatGPT Plus or Claude Pro, you know what you're getting. Polished UI, memory, deep research, documents. Odysseus is that same experience rebuilt to run on your own hardware. And it's more than a chat window. Here's what's inside. Chat and compare. Talk to local models like Llama running on your own machine, or plug in API keys for OpenAI, Anthropic, or OpenRouter. The fun bit, you can run blind side-by-side tests. Two models, same prompt, no brand labels. Which one actually answered better? Document editor. This is not just a text box. The AI works alongside you, suggesting edits and rewrites. You're still writing. It's assisting, not replacing. That's a different feeling than watching a model generate a wall of text you didn't ask for. Email and calendar. Odysseus connects to your inbox, triages it, flags urgent messages, drafts replies. Calendar syncs up. Notes and to-dos live in the same place. One workspace for your whole digital life. Local, private, fast. Two features set it apart from anything else in this space, though. I'll get to those right after I explain what self-hosting actually means. Most software today runs in the cloud. When you type a prompt into ChatGPT, it travels to an OpenAI server. They process it, send back an answer, and in a lot of cases, keep your data. Self-hosting means the software runs on your computer. You're the server. Nothing leaves. With Odysseus, that means your prompts, your documents, your emails, your calendar events, your AI memory, all on your hard drive, not in a data center somewhere you'll never see. Now, maybe you don't care about privacy. That's a fair position. But think about this. Your address, your phone number, your medical questions from 2 a.m. Huge amounts of data get collected, packaged, and sold. If you're getting spam calls right now, your info probably landed somewhere it wasn't supposed to. These platforms also charge monthly for the interface. The underlying AI models don't have to cost you anything. Odysseus lets you run them yourself, free. The privacy thing is a real bonus. But even if you strip that out, Odysseus is just a good piece of software. This is the part that got me. Two features that make Odysseus something different. The agent. Most people still think of AI as a chatbot. You ask, it answers. It sits there, waiting. Passive. An agent has tools. It can browse the web, run commands in your terminal, read and write files, and chain those steps together to finish a task on its own. PewDiePie gave a great example in his launch video. He had a video file he wanted transcribed. He told the agent to handle it. The agent found the file, sorted the format, ran Whisper, transcribed the audio, handed him a document. He didn't touch it once. That's a medium difficulty task for an agent in 2025. They've come a long way. The Odysseus agent is built on OpenCode, supports MCP tools, and remembers things. The more you use it, the more it learns how you work, your preferences, your usual tasks, the way you like things structured. It writes notes to itself so it does better next time. Looking through those memory files is a bit unsettling, honestly. They get personal fast.
but those files are on your machine. You own them. Not Google, not OpenAI, you. Deep research. This is paywalled on most AI platforms. It's an add-on for ChatGPT, a pro feature on Claude. In Odysseus, it's just there. With a visual interface, you can talk to mid-research. You ask a complex question. The agent browses multiple sources, pulls the findings together, builds a report. Want to go deeper on one part? Ask. It's a live back and forth with your research, not a one-shot answer. Either of these features alone would justify the setup time if you do serious knowledge work.
One more thing before setup, because I think it's clever. The cookbook. It scans your hardware, figures out your GPU, your VAM, what your machine can actually handle, and recommends AI models that fit. Download and serve them with one click. No more falling down a Reddit rabbit hole trying to figure out if your 8GB card can run a 7B model. The cookbook checks for you and tells you what works. Apple Silicon users. Quick note, Docker on Mac can't see the metal GPU. So if you want the cookbook to give you accurate recommendations, run Odysseus natively rather than through Docker. More on that in a second. The whole project is open source and free. Links in the description. You need Git installed first, then clone the repo. What comes next depends on your OS. Every platform has a clear path. Here's each one. One requirement on every platform: Python 3.11 or higher. Get that from python.org first if you don't have it. Docker is the easiest route, regardless of OS. With Docker and Docker Compose installed, the whole stack comes up together. The app, ChromaDB for memory, SeerXNG for private web search, and NETY for notifications. First run takes a few minutes while it builds. When it's done, open a browser at localhost:7000. Odysseus prints a temporary admin password to the terminal on first launch. Copy it, log in, change it in settings. Linux and macOS. Manual route. Skip Docker if you prefer. You'll need tmux too. Follow the terminal commands on screen to set up your virtual environment, install requirements, and run the setup. Grab the generated password from the terminal output and go to localhost:7000. Apple Silicon. M1, M2, M3, or M4. Manual route. Don't use Docker. Run the start-Mac OS shell script. It handles everything: homebrew dependencies, virtual environment, setup, and server. It opens on port 7860, not 7000, because AirPlay tends to already be sitting on 7000. Not a bug, just an annoying collision. Want a double-clickable app instead of a terminal command every time? Run the build-macOS-app shell script. That builds a proper .-app you can stick in your dock. Windows. One command launcher. Open PowerShell inside the cloned folder and run the Windows launch script. It creates the virtual environment, installs everything, runs setup, and starts the server. Safe to rerun if something breaks. For full cookbook support and the agent's shell tools, install Git for Windows too. It provides bash.exe, which those features need. For local AI models on Windows, Ollama is the easiest path. Point Odysseus at localhost:11434/v1 in settings. Once you're in, all configuration is inside the app under Settings, Models, Email Accounts, API Keys, Search Providers. No config files to hunt down. So, who actually wants this? Privacy-conscious users, obviously. If you want modern AI without your personal emails, calendar data, and private documents running through a corporate system, Odysseus is a direct answer to that. But it's also useful for people who just want a better setup. Deep research is paywalled almost everywhere else. Here, it's included. The document editor is built around the idea that you're writing and the AI is helping, not the other way around. And if your inbox is a mess, the email triage alone might be worth an afternoon of setup. Tinkerers and developers will like it too. Running local models, doing blind model comparisons, building agents that execute real tasks on your machine, all in one place. It's probably not for you if you want something that just works with zero setup and you don't care where your data goes. The big platforms are good at that, and there's no shame in using them. But if you've looked at what you're paying for and thought, I'd rather own this, that's exactly who Odysseus is built for. Version 1.0, open source, free. Nearly 30,000 GitHub stars in a few days from a creator who built it because he wanted it and decided to share it. That's actually kind of rare. The repository link is in the description. If you get one running, drop a comment. I want to know what you end up using it for. If the video helped, a like does more than you'd think for the algorithm. Subscribe if you want to catch the next one. I'm Joseph from Quick Bites. See you next time.